Welcome back again, guys, from Tampa Bay. This just started. I walked outside and I heard what sounded like wind noise. Nope, it's rain. People ask me, why don't I use a wired mic? Then I wouldn't have to use the GP10 receiver and all that kind of stuff. Well, this is why. Because a wired mic doesn't survive in this. It's not waterproof. This whole setup may have its little quirks and bugs here and there, but I'm waterproof. I put my wallet in my bag, phone's in my life proof. I can ride in any kind of weather as long as I have traction. So I'm off today because I got invited to a special Zero Motorcycles event. Company's holding it down. Whew, thunder. Company's holding it down in Sarasota, which is almost 2 hours away from me. That's their closest dealer. So I'm going to go down there for a presentation, and they know, it's for the website and all that. And I should be able to do test rides on all their models, which would be very cool. And I'll see what they have to say. I would imagine they're going to have a really good sales spiel and overview of all the models, which will be awesome, of course, for video. I'm going to go down 275, go over the Skyway. It's funny, when I got my first bike, my previous FJR, the very first ride I took, it was actually down to my mother-in-law's house, which is just south of Sarasota. And we had pretty much a tropical storm blow through. My very first ride, I'm going over the Skyway Bridge. I swear I was leaning at about a 30-degree angle going straight from the wind up at the top of the bridge. And just after I got over it, they closed it to traffic. It was that wicked. That was my introduction to the bike. Yeah, look at this, rain stopping. Just very spotty. It's Florida, Florida summers are kind of like Michigan all the time. Don't like the weather? Wait 10 minutes. It'll change. So I will pick this up in a little bit when I get down to the Skyway and when I get down to the dealer. Never been down there, so whew, that was a nice lightning bolt there. Looks like I'm going to be riding in and out of this all the way down. Hopefully the rain holds off when I'm down there, because doing demo rides in the rain is no fun. And you know what? I wonder if there's any kind of special considerations, because Zero, if you don't know, are electric motorcycles for the rain. I never thought about that. I mean, they got some huge battery packs. I would assume they're completely weather sealed, but who knows? I have no idea. No experience with them other than looking at them. I did the booth tour for them at the AIM Expo last year, but I've never ridden one and don't have any real details on them other than the ballpark prices. They're actually pretty reasonable. They've got 4 models that I'm aware of. They start with one that's actually pretty cool. I didn't think I would be really interested in it until I started looking into it a little bit more. It's kind of like a dual sport. It's not really made for off-road, but they do have kind of knobby tires on it, and it does have a lot of ground clearance. And it's kind of like a utilitarian bike. A lot of police officers are going to them. And they're doing that for the versatility. They can go on grass, they can go up curbs, they can go up and down stairs, all kinds of stuff with them. And of course, having the benefit of them being completely silent. That happens to be the cheapest model. It's under $9,000. And then they've got another one which kind of looks like a beefier adventure kind of version. I'm not positive about that. I didn't really look into it that much. And then 2 sportier bikes. They're not sport bikes. They're not faired and stuff like that. But they have the bigger motors and all the speed and that kind of stuff. And those get kind of expensive. It tops out at like $17,000. Which isn't bad for what it is. They keep coming down in price and the range keeps going up every year. It's pretty awesome. So we'll see. Anyway, I got to concentrate a little bit. It's getting kind of slick here. All the oil's coming out of the road. Especially when turning over this wet paint. I hate paint in the rain. So I'll pick this up when we get down there and there's something interesting to see. See? 5 minutes down the road. Clear and sunny. Coming up on the Skyway here. Beautiful day out. High tide. Nice little breeze. Great day for jet skiing. Back on the road there, I was reaching 100 degrees. Air temp's really about 96, but man, you get out on these main roads, you get a good 4, 5, 6 degrees up just from the cars and the road. Look at that, beautiful, beautiful water. Got the channel markers going out there, take you out into the Gulf. Nice big boats going out. Got my toll ready. You can see the bridge off in the way distance there. A few miles away yet. Those of you that don't know, this is the second Tampa Skyway bridge. The first one a few decades ago collapsed when a cargo ship hit it in a fog. It was an old trestle style bridge. This is a large suspension. Unfortunately, a whole bunch of people died because when it hit the bridge, obviously the middle section collapsed and a bunch of cars went down into the water. Some fell off, some drove off because they couldn't stop or didn't see it in time. Just earlier this year, or actually I think late 2014, last year, they finally recognized those victims officially. Love that glove box. Very handy. You know, I was thinking somebody else made a comment on the last video. Remember when I said, if you watched it, when I went down to Fort DeSoto tour, I said, hey, you know, it'd be a good idea to invent a little change holder, put on your wrist. And he says, well, don't they have some kind of automated toll thing? Yeah, they do. SunPass. It's in my wife's car. I never think to bring it on the bike. But it wouldn't do any good for getting into parks, but it would have taken care of all the road tolls, like that one, or like the one or two, actually, that I had to get to going into Fort DeSoto Park. So, yeah, I guess that invention's about 2 decades too late, probably, because SunPass has been around a while. I just don't ever think to take it with me, because I don't drive any regular roads that have tolls anymore. Both of us used to. In fact, I don't think she's used it in quite a long time. It's probably just sitting in her glove box and needs a battery. She used to drive from, where'd we live? We lived in Oldsmar, and she worked over in Riverview. So she'd sometimes take some toll roads to get to work and back. But it's been a long time. So as I was saying, this is the second bridge. Now the remains of the first one are still there, and here's the first entrance to them. There's one on each side, and what they did is they kept the parts that were flat, that didn't go up into the actual bridge part, and they turned them into fishing piers, and they're open 24 hours a day. You just have to pay, obviously, the $1.25 to get here from either side, and then parking is like $5, I think. You can see the start of it here, and then it parallels all the way out just until the new bridge. So they kept all the pilings and the roadway on top and just sealed off the ends. And there's actually really good fishing off the sides. There's a whole bunch of people with websites and YouTube channels just about this fishing pier. You know, where to fish, best time of the day, lures to get different kinds of fish, grouper, kingfish, all kinds of stuff. Here you can see it going out, and then they got little bait shops set up. It goes out quite a ways. They are not as busy as they used to be because they didn't always charge $5 for parking. It used to be just the toll to get here, and that's it. And you could come out here anytime you wanted. But not anymore, so you can see how it affected business. It's not worth $5. You can go other places. But I wanted to come out here at night, get right to that end, and I'm thinking probably the other side would be a better angle. But the Skyway Bridge, the actual cables are lit up colors at nights, most nights, and it would make a really cool photo. I've seen some neat ones from people that went out on boats out that way and shot it right from the side, and it looks absolutely stunning. And I'm sure I could get kind of a side shot from the end of one of those fishing piers. The other way to do it is to go, you're not going to see it, but that tip of the land straight in the middle there, if you get a really long lens, that's Amelia Island. And you can get a shot of the bridge. I mean, a really long lens. You'd have to have something about 600 millimeters or effective. So get a 300 and put a doubler on it. That'd be the cheapest way. And then you can get all this lit up blue and purple and green and that kind of stuff at night, because they got all different lights on all the cables. So it looks just really sweet. And of course, it'd be awesome to stop here on the bridge and take a shot, but you'd get arrested. Because you see these signs, no stopping or standing on bridge. Very, very dangerous. There have been people that commit suicide right here. They come to the top, they park, and then they jump. Splat. So they're really touchy about cars and things stopping on the bridge. Usually, I'm surprised there isn't, but usually there's a state trooper parked right there at the top. So that's the way that goes. See, that side, that's much further out into the water than the other end. So I think I could go down there and get a much better side shot. Otherwise, I'd be kind of looking down the side of it too much, and I don't think I'd see much. But I think that would work. I don't have a super long lens anymore, but I could get up to about 350, so that might work. Might be pretty cool. It's worth coming down for, you know, 6 1/4 just to try it out. You can see that the angle of the new bridge is obviously different than the angle of the old one. That was the primary reason the old one fell, because they built it in the wrong spot. The channel and the way the currents are and the way the ships had to turn to fit under the bridge was wrong. And the new one is in the right position, so the ships have a much, much better entry and exit going under the bridge into the Gulf. So, oops. Alright, I got about another half hour, 45 minutes or so to get down to Sarasota. GPS says 32 minutes. So I'll pick it up when I get down there, and I'll stick on hat cam and check out the presentation, and I'm sure I will have review videos for any bike that I demo. Hopefully all of them. We'll see. Welcome to Sarasota, land of the friggin' streetlights. This is ridiculous. I came down 19, followed my GPS here. Got a 3/4 of a mile down here to go to the dealer. Usually when I come down this way, I come straight down I-75 and then just cut over. Water's to the right a couple miles. 19 just cuts south along the coast here, and then 75 parallels to the left a few miles. Oh my God, let me tell you what, if you have to come down here from Tampa, take the freeway. This is the first time I've taken 19 down this way. Never again. Oh my God. It has taken me over 30 minutes from this point to the bridge, and it's maybe 10 miles. Absolutely ridiculous. Whew, and it's hot. Says it's a 1/4 mile up on the right. Limestone, granite, cabinet makers, fine art gallery. Good luck with that. Auto repair, aha. Motorcycle dealer, haha. I'm gonna guess it's right here where it says 0. And I guess I'll park here. Well, time to go home. That was a very fun day. Timing worked out. They're closed. I came back on my last test drive here and they were already closed. They were loading up the rest of the test bikes, wondering where I was. So I was talking with a couple of the owners here, the brothers, and the Zero factory rep, getting all kinds of good info. I'm not sure if that DS video made it or not, so I'm going to recap for you. The DS is their dual sport, and it's what the police bikes are made out of. I'm going to go this way because I do not want to take 19 back again. And I actually rode one of the police bikes. And I say I don't know if it made it because the GoPro was doing its usual thing again. When I get home, I'm ordering the most expensive, highest end SanDisk card they make, because I'm sick of this problem happening. It's costing me a lot of time, energy, and money every time I lose a video like that. So, I'm done. I'm going to order a freaking $100 card. I don't care. And if it does it, I may switch from GoPro. I'm really sick of it. But anyway, the DS. It had less power than the FX. The FX I rode had the optional dual battery. However, it is standard. Well, I shouldn't say it's standard. They have two FX models for 2015. One comes with one comes with two. Both have ABS. Both have adjustable suspensions. The DS felt a lot heavier. I'm not going to comment on the way it handled because it ended up having a tire that was low at the time I took off, and I blew it off the rim at the end of the ride. I just about bought it. That's the only reason I'm really pissed that the GoPro crapped out, because all of that would have been on video. I was coming back, and I was noting in the video that it was handling like a pig. It handled just like the Yamaha VMAX, how it did not want to turn. It wanted to stay upright and wanted to keep going straight. It wasn't flickable like the other models were. But now I know that that was just the tire. So it wouldn't have been an accurate review anyway. So it doesn't matter in that case that I lost it. But about 3/4 of the way through, I was following a guy, and we were going around a corner, and I felt the tire start to fold underneath me. So there was no doubt that the tire was getting very low, and we were coming up on the dealer, 1/8 of a mile away at most, just a couple lights. I could see it. And it blew off, right off the rim. And so I'm, wobbling all over the place, trying to come to a stop without falling. And, I was only doing 15 miles an hour when it happened. Luckily, I'm kind of used to things happening like that while I'm going. My last FJR seized the engine while I was going down the road, and I didn't crash. That was actually kind of amazing. I'm not going to say it's skill, it was just instinct. I just hit that clutch as fast as I could, coasted to a stop, and it was dead as a doornail. Now in this case, that's funny, rolling on the throttle there, I was very used to the way the zero torque just pulls you. And on a gas bike here, if you're down in gears, it'll go, but I wasn't, and it just doesn't go. The zero, it pulls with full power, like you're in the optimum gear at all times. So here I am at 37 miles an hour. If I full throttled it now, it barely goes. Full throttle it on a zero, it's like you're in first gear. There's one gear for the zero, so it always pulls all the time. There's no shifting. I think I would miss the shifting at least at first. Like getting back on this bike, I'm glad I have the gears. I like shifting. I like the action of the clutch and the transmission. It's just fun to me. But that's not knocking the zeros. I mean, they definitely perform and they do what they say. But anyway, I got down and blew that tire off the rim and just about went down. I mean, it was close. That front end was bucking like a Bronco, and I actually really hurt my shoulder at the time it happened. I had torn my rotator cuff several months ago, and it was just starting to finally heal up. I still have a lot of arm pain in my forearm if I try to lift things with my hand flat. Like if I curl it, it's fine. My bicep's good, but my tricep and whatever the muscle is on the outside of your forearm, that's still got some damage. And the action of the front end whipping around, I mean, it was violent. That tire was literally off the bead. And it was really throwing me around for about 5-6 seconds as I came to a stop without crashing. And it hurt. So I pulled into a parking lot there and called them up, and they came down with a trailer in just a few minutes. It's funny because I was following a guy. He wasn't an employee, he was actually another owner that was down for the demo rides, and he's local, so he kind of knew the area, so he just showed me some roads that were good to go on. And I was following him, and it happened when I was only about 15-20 feet behind him. And all I could do is, I beeped the horn once real quick before it started getting really violent, but he didn't hear it, so he didn't turn around. So the guy came with the trailer and picked it up, make sure I'm still recording. I think I am. Oh, this has me so paranoid. I am just so pissed that I lost that, if I did. Anyway, that's it for today. I gotta find the freeway here. I know it's somewhere in this direction. Never been down here, but I'm definitely not going back 19. That was brutal coming down. It took forever. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for at least 2 review videos. I'll have one of the FX and one of the new SR. What's cool about that is you're not going to see many video reviews of that because they don't offer that for demos or for demo rides at dealers. You have to do it through a Zero event. And those are few and far between. So I'll have at least those 2. Maybe, if I'm lucky, I'll put up that review vid of the DS, but that won't be a straightforward review because of the tire. That's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you next time.